everybody. So today I'm going to be brewing up a Belgian triple beer kit that I got from MidwestSupplies.com. So I hope everybody else is as excited to brew this up as I am. And I already got my beer ready, as you can see, and I am ready to get this brew started. Alright, so the first thing you want to do is get your equipment out. As you can see, I got my outside burner connected to my propane tank, all ready to go with my kettle. Now, if you don't have an outside burner, you could easily just be doing this on your regular stovetop burner. It's just such a gorgeous day out that I wanted to make sure I did this outside. Okay, so let's open this kit up and see what kind of delicious ingredients we have inside. Now I got this kit from MidwestSupplies.com. Okay, so first of all we have an ounce of some hops. And here's another ounce of Styrian Goldings hops. And here's some sweet orange peel. That probably smells amazing. And here's some corn sugar that you would need if you were bottling your beer. And here's the Belgian triple specialty grains. That'll give the beer some color and some flavor. And wow, this Belgian candy sugar looks like it will be amazing. I might save some of that and eat it separately on the side. Alrighty, and here's some dried malt extract. This is 1 pound of the Pilsen Light. And here's another 3 pounds of the same thing. And for the last main ingredient is this liquid malt extract, Pilsen style. Here's just another bag of the Belgian candy sugar. And last but not least, we have a nice little bag here to put the specialty grains in. And of course the recipe sheet. The first step is to place your crushed specialty grains in the muslin bag that came with the kit and steep in at least 2 gallons of water, but up to your 6-gallon full boil volume. And you want to steep this until the temperature reaches about 155 degrees. Now remove the grain bag and let that excess water drain into the pot. Just hold it above the kettle for a little while. Now just make sure your burner is on high and bring it to a boil. Alright, it's time to add our first main ingredient, the dried malt extract. So first I'm adding the big pack that we had. I think there's 3 pounds in here. Okay, now as you add this, you want to stir it in real good. You don't see me stirring because I was holding the camera in one of my hands. And here I'm just making sure I got all of it out of the package. So sometimes it helps to just use a little bit of hot water, swish it around, and then pour it in, because you don't want to waste any of that good stuff. And right here, what you see happening, it happens a lot. It's called a boil over. So you want to make sure you have a bottle, a spray bottle with some water in it, as you saw that I had there. And you just want to spray that on top. And then you can stir it at the same time just to make sure it doesn't boil over the top. And if you keep spraying it with that water, it always prevents that boil over. And now I'm just going to add that other 1 pound bag of dried malt extract. After dissolving the dried malt extract, bring the kettle back to a boil, and it will be time to add your first addition of hops. For this recipe, we are adding 1.5 ounces of Styrian Goldings hops. You want to set a timer for 60 minutes at the time that you add this first addition of hops. Now the first bag was 1 ounce, and this is just the other 0.5 ounce that was needed. So at this point of the brew process, these will be the only ingredients you have left from this kit. You still have the candy sugar, the liquid malt extract, the orange peels, and then of course we got the corn sugar, which I'm just going to add into the recipe since I keg my beer. And you still have 1/2 ounce of the hops. Alrighty, so now it's time to just relax and watch it boil for 45 minutes until it's time to add that last 1/2 ounce of hops. If you have a wort chiller, this is a good time to go grab it and get it cleaned up and ready to go. If not, you could just use a big tub of ice, like I used to. Time to chill and crack open another beer. Well, unfortunately, it got dark out on me, so I decided to finish this one inside on the stove. So here I just got a little pot of boiling water, and I got the rest of my ingredients all lined up here. So now I'm just going to go ahead and turn off this burner, and I'm going to start adding these ingredients. So here's the liquid malt extract. This is 3.15 pounds of Pilsen malt extract. So I'm just going to pour this into the pot and I'm going to stir it up. Now I hope that this doesn't confuse you, that this is a different pot than the beer pot. However, it's actually exactly the same thing. You could just pretend that this pot is the beer pot. Now I have the Belgian candy sugar that actually tastes delicious. I already tried a piece. Now I'm just going to go ahead and add these into the pot. Since I keg my beer and I don't bottle, I'm just going to go ahead and add this corn sugar right into the recipe. It'll just add a little bit of extra sugar in there, give the yeast a little extra something to eat. And I'm just adding a little bit of my own granulated sugar. I usually do this for every beer. It just gives it a little bit of an extra something. Definitely not necessary at all if you don't have it. Now, if you bottle your beer, you will need the corn sugar for bottling. So do not add it into the regular recipe. And now I'm just going to put the pot back on the burner and bring it up to a boil. And once it's at a boil, I'm just going to add this sweet orange peel. This stuff smells amazing. I'm very excited on the flavor that this will give the final product of the beer. Okay, so I cooled down both the brew kettle I had in my backyard plus the pot that was on the stove. And once they were both cooled down, I added both of them to my fermenter down here in the basement. And I added my yeast. I just used dry yeast for this recipe. And I took my hydrometer reading, as you can see here, which is about 1.070. So this will be about a 9% beer, which sounds great. Whether this is the first beer you are brewing or you are experienced, I hope my video helped you. Alrighty, and the last step is to just pop the lid on, stick the airlock in there, and let this beer ferment. Cheers, time for another beer.